So there've been a ton of games that have come out this year, but I want to talk about the best RTX games of 2025. And I went ahead and I've partnered with our friends at Nvidia to showcase these games. I've got 3 of them for you on 5 different systems, showing how it actually performs well on RTX 50 series graphics cards and how some of the really cool features like DLSS 4 enhances that gaming experience to the highest level. Now, what are these games, right? What are the games out there that I'm going to be talking about here? And the games that I think are the best RTX games of 2025. Well, as I mentioned, there are 3 games. The first one is Doom: The Dark Ages. That came out earlier this year. I love Doom, and it is a great game. Next one, of course, is Battlefield 6. This is a shooter that gives you that all-out warfare experience, super intense, destructible environments that you can take strategic advantage, and of course, the vehicles with the fighter jets that you can jump in and play in. And finally is Arc Raiders, which is a game that I didn't think I would like, but I'm definitely enjoying it, but I have not done too well in that game more recent anyway. That being said, these are 3 lovely games that I think really take advantage of the RTX 50 series. Now, how am I going to play these games and showcase these games? I've got 5 different systems to show you. And the reason I'm showing you on 5 systems is I want to show you how versatile the 50 series cards are and also how versatile they are in different systems. Whether you're running these games on the 3 laptops I'm going to showcase, like the Legion I or the Acer Predator 14AI or the Asus Zephyrus G14, you're going to get some really great performance. You're going to see how DLSS 4 takes advantage of that kind of hardware as opposed to the desktop PCs that I have. I have a 5090 build and I also have a 5080 build. Again, versatility is the key, and it's one of the great things about this here. Now, let me give you an in-depth look at the hardware itself. So starting off with my 5090 build, that is like my max build out there. It's a PC from NZXT that's running a 7950X AMD CPU. It comes with 64 gigabytes of RAM and is running an RTX 5090. I swapped out from my RTX 4090 to 5090 here. Founders Edition, very clean card. I love the way it looks. And it doesn't take up that much space, but you get a lot of performance out of it. Now, this is paired with a 45-inch ultra-wide gaming monitor from LG, a G-Sync monitor. This system has to push everything to the max. Now, the next system is my 5080 build, which is right in front of me right here. It's a new build that I just finished recently. And this is packed, of course, with the RTX 5080. It's got an Intel processor in there. I've got up to 6 terabytes of storage, 64 gigabytes of RAM here. And this is paired with Asus's 32-inch OLED gaming monitor. This is their glossy OLED monitor. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Gaming on here looks so good. Those games take advantage of this monitor and also just what the RTX system does with it as well. Now, the laptops are quite interesting. The Legion I is a 16-inch gaming laptop that's pretty much desktop replacement, if you will. Intel processor in there, RTX 5080, 64 gigabytes of RAM, 2 terabytes of storage, lovely 16-inch display, and high TDP performance here to boot. Next up is the Asus Zephyrus G14. The G14 we know quite well. AMD processor, RTX 5080, that performance you get on the road with some good battery life. And finally, the Acer Predator 14AI. This is a slick gaming laptop. It's light and portable. It comes with an RTX 5070 in here, an Intel processor, and 2 terabytes of storage. Everything you need, it's right there. This thing has some performance packed into it. So we've got our RTX 50 series cards. We've got an RTX 5090 desktop GPU, RTX 5080 desktop GPU. We've got GPUs in our laptop with 2 RTX 5080s and RTX 5070. Let's start off with the Acer Predator 14AI and take a look at our games. Doom: The Dark Ages, right? This is one of the first games that came out this year. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It's a darker theme, but there's a lot of ray tracing in this game, which really comes out with the textures and environments all around. Now, while playing with DLSS off, you can see how it performs. You're getting about 60 frames per second, which is fine, right? That's cool. The reason it's 60 frames per second is because I'm playing at max settings, right? On the Acer Predator 14AI, where with DLSS 4, super resolution boosts performance by restructuring images into a high resolution using AI. And then with multi-frame generation, it multiplies those frame rates by generating entirely new frames based on the traditionally rendered ones of the game. When I turn DLSS 4 on, I'm getting 265 frames per second. And you really see how smooth the games run with no lag, some really great performance, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. That is what you're getting with an RTX 5070 in here on a laptop that is thin and light, and you can see how detailed the game looks. Now, speaking of detail, Arc Raiders is a game that is absolutely gorgeous. Art design is great, but when you get into the world, you really see how beautiful it looks. Now, I've turned off DLSS 4, max settings as you expect, and I'm getting 60 frames per second. I turn on DLSS 4, select transformer, and also go up to 4x in the frame generation. And just look at the FPS, but also look at how well this game still looks and how smooth it is. The textures, the details, the environments really pop out, you know. It looks absolutely stunning. This is on a laptop that's 14 inches with a 5070 in there. So that's just a solid start. Then moving over to Battlefield 6. This is a game that just came out. It looks lovely. Of course, it supports DLSS 4. And we started off with DLSS off at this time. We're getting around 65 frames per second. And as you'd expect, max settings for this. I turn on DLSS 4 and of course, transformer model and have frame gen up to 4x. We're getting a beautiful 170 frames per second. But not just that 170 frames per second, you can see the detail and also some of the lighting effects around the map itself as I'm running around on buildings and things around me, and also within the action of the game, which looks absolutely stunning. And that's one of the really cool things about DLSS 4, and especially when you're playing games like this, is that you get the full effect of what the developer's trying to do, but also you get that high frame rate that you're looking for, and also the performance you're trying to get when you're playing games like this. Let's move over to the Asus FSG 14 and play some Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders is a beautiful game. And on here, you see again that improvement and just the increase of improvement with the RTX 5080 GPU on this laptop. We start off with DLSS off, and we're getting about 60 frames per second. Game still looks good. Turn DLSS on, frame generation on as well, and transformer model. And my God, absolutely stunning looking game. Looks gorgeous, but we're also doing roughly around 250 FPS, which is great. It looks good, it plays well, and it continues. And then we go to Battlefield 6, same thing. Battlefield 6 is running roughly around 68 frames per second with DLSS off. And then we go and turn on DLSS max setting as usual. And we see the difference here, around 220 frames per second, especially in high-paced action. You're seeing this perform really well and smooth. Doom, The Dark Ages, we're getting also the same kind of performance where DLSS is off, it's lower, it's closer to around 60. DLSS is on, we're getting about 120 to 130 FPS on the air, and it runs pretty smooth. That is what you get from the RTX 50 series. Now, this is just on laptops. And when we go to something much beefier like the Legion I, which is kind of like a desktop replacement, this is where you see that 5080 with the expanded TDP really take full advantage of what you can do with the RTX 5080. Let's start off with Doom, The Dark Ages. DLSS off, 62 frames per second. DLSS on, 245 frames per second. On a 16-inch laptop at max settings. That is very impressive. Then Battlefield 6, DLSS off, 65 frames per second, DLSS on, 220. And you're still maintaining the fidelity of the game. And Arc Raiders is no different. DLSS off, 63 to 65 frames per second, DLSS on, 235 frames per second. So again, looks stunning. So on your laptops, you're going to get that really good performance here, right? And these games are good. Like, if you're a fan of Doom, you know Doom The Dark Ages is a fun, very good game. And, you know, if you're a shooter, fan of shooters, Battlefield 6 really hits it for you. Now, speaking of games that really came out of left field for me, Arc Raiders is that game, because I didn't realize that it could be such a fun game. And of course, you could get into many perils where if you're not running the right crew, you might lose all your stuff, which has happened to me a couple of times. But I usually spend time on my desktop playing games, right? I love to sit down in front of my desktop with a monitor system. My 5080 system is one that I've been really dying to try out. And with the 4K monitor, that OLED looks gorgeous. This is what you get with this system. Arc Raiders, right? Looks gorgeous on here. DLSS off, 80 FPS. Plays really well. I think anyone would be happy with that. DLSS on, frame gen on, 4X, 260 FPS, and it looks stunning. That's the thing I love about it. It just looks good and plays well. Then we move to Battlefield 6, intense firefights, DLSS off, we're looking at 110 frames per second. That is the desktop GPU at just max performance, showing what it can do. But when I turn on DLSS 4 on, I'm getting 360, 380 FPS. It is absolutely stunning. And by the way, this monitor has dual refresh rates, 165 and 330. So no, it's all good, right? And then of course, Doom the Dark Ages, where DLSS off is running at 63 frames per second, DLSS on, frame gen on, 4X, 270, 280 FPS. Great performance. So what I know is that at home, while I'm doing work and I want to jump back and game, I'm getting the best performance out of this thing. But I'm also playing it the way it should be, which means it looks great, it plays great, performs well, and I'm experiencing all these things from DLSS 4. I'm also experiencing ray tracing and enjoying that to its fullest abilities. Now, of course, the RTX 5090 build. This will perform well. We know that. But what I want to show you is just the performance gaps or the increases that you get from this. Now, Arc Raiders, DLSS off, 120, 125 FPS. DLSS on, 410. And it's still keeping the integrity of the game the way it should be. Love it. Looks absolutely gorgeous, plays well. Moving on to Battlefield 6, DLSS off, 120 roughly, 125 FPS. Looks good, especially in intense combat. But DLSS on, 450, 460 FPS. Absolutely stunning. And again, remind you guys, this is on a 45-inch OLED monitor, right? So it's a bigger display, it's pushing to the max, and it's still being able to push that kind of FPS, which is great. And then finally, Doom the Dark Ages, where it's doing like 154 with DLSS off, DLSS on, 480. That's impressive. Now you're probably going, okay, Thunder E, that is great to see. Will this work for my games? Well, if you have an RTX 50 series card or you're going to be picking one up, you can take full advantage of DLSS 4 frame generation. As you can clearly see, it works well with the games that I like and I think are the best RTX games this year. Now, there are a ton of games that support DLSS 4. Those games are great. They look good, they play well, and they've got some really good fidelity. I think that's one of the best things about these games is that when you look at Doom the Dark Ages, you look at Battlefield 6, and you look at Arc Raiders, they all look good, but they also perform well. And with RTX 50 series cards, and as I've shown from the 5070 in laptops all the way to 5090 in my PC build, you're going to get the best out of the machine you're using. I think that's one of the most important things. And as a gamer, I want to enjoy my games. I want it to look good. I want it to play well. And I want to see high FPS for the games I play. I play a lot of shooters, as you can tell, and it shows. So for me, this is why I'm loving what the 50 series has done this year. And I think a lot of people like that too. So if you want to check out the RTX 50 series cards, whether it's a 5090, 80, 5070, or even the 5060, use my link in the bio and definitely go ahead and play the games because these are the best RTX games of 2025. And yes, you can take my word for it. This is Thunder E saying thank you and always enjoy your entertainment. All right, back to gaming.